As you would have seen from the title and the thumbnail of the video, today we're installing some brand new suspension on my Surron. So within the e-bike community, you've got your normal culprits, your Fox 40s, Dorados, Fast Ace, KKE, just to name a few. But there is a brand new company that's going to make huge waves in this e-bike community. The company is called RFloXa. From what I've seen, the little snippets online, this suspension is going to be a huge hit. They were kind enough to send me out some of their front suspension for me to test and review on the channel. Let's grab the box, see what's inside, and then let's get it installed on the Surron. Okay, so let's have a look inside the box and see what we've got. Cool, so we've got the inspection report from the factory, and then underneath that we've got the owner's manual, so I guess this is going to be good for sort of servicing, things like that. And then we have the forks themselves. And straight off the bat, they just look so nice, such good quality. So if you saw my previous video on the Fast Ace, you know that I wasn't massively happy with the gold, so I think these black forks are just going to look so much better on the bike. One of the things that really sort of stands out, I love the logos down the side and also their little slogan put onto the forks as well. So yeah, so far on first impressions, looking really good. So let's get the bike up on the chopping block to get these installed. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is get the number plate off of the old forks. Nice and easy. Then we're going to remove the handlebars and the headset. Next up, the brakes. Front wheel off. So here's a comparison side by side. The stanchions are pretty much identical. There is a difference though in the crowns and the adjustment on the top. Okay, so next up we've got the new bearing. I always like to put new bearings on new sets of forks, just purely you cannot get those old ones off. It's such a struggle, so it's so much easier just to buy new bearings for them. Next up, all we've got to do is just going to pack this full of grease. Okay, once your bearings are all full of grease, what I like to do next is get yourself a bit of 32mm waste pipe. What you can then do is pop that onto the shaft of the suspension, and it's just really easy just to knock that down then. So now we've got the bearing all in place. What I'm now going to do is take this crown off, remove the stanchions, and then what I'm going to do is actually fit this section to the bike first. Once that's nice and secure, really, really tight, I'll then go ahead and then pop the stanchions back in once they're on the bike. One quick thing just to point out, so you do get a new axle that comes with the forks. So this is more of a motocross style axle, so it will only go in one way. You'll see that obviously that stanchion there, that allows me to go in. Obviously on the other side it'd be too big, so it does go a particular way, so just bear that in mind when you are installing them. It's just greased up the new axle, so let's get the wheel back on, tighten everything up, and job done. God, it is so wet out today. So let's talk about the actual model that I've been sent. So these are the RFloXa FCG32RCP. Now I know that's a bit of a mouthful. Now they do have a couple of different forks in the range, as well as rear suspension as well. So that's the particular model that we're going to review today. So let's start off the bits that I really like about the forks so far. Obviously, one, installation, really easy. And one of the biggest things when you buy a new suspension like this is it fits directly onto the Surron. Now I'm not too sure about some of the other models, I'm not too sure about Talaria and things like that, but if you own a Surron Lightbee and you're looking for RFloXa suspension, then definitely 100% these things fit straight on with no messing around whatsoever. So there's no cutting down your head tube, there's no having to get extra brackets to support the brakes. And just for example, I'm running the HopeTech 4s and they bolt directly straight onto the forks. So there's no messing around whatsoever. Even down to bolting onto the original mudguard. You've got the original 3 holes for the bolts, whereas like the Fast Ace, you could only get 2 bolts in because the stud pattern was slightly different. So they are literally made to bolt directly on to the Surron Lightbee. So a massive 10 out of 10 so far. So let's move on to the look of the fork. Now, as we all know, or maybe you don't if you've never seen any of my videos, I upgraded to the Fast Ace 2.0 literally less than 2 months ago. And I did actually really like those forks. Although when I opened the box, I wasn't 100% on the gold, but to be honest with you, the gold has massively grown on me, even to the point that when I had installed the RFloXas and looked back, it kind of looked a little bit weird seeing black forks again and not the gold. So yeah, they had definitely grown on me, but I did have in the back of my mind, I always did want to get back to a set of black forks. So yeah, massive shout out to RFloXa for making that happen. But yeah, look at the forks, absolutely love them. Side by side, they do look very similar to the Fast Ace, I've got to say. But the main difference being is the crown. The crowns are completely different. You can see that the RFloXa crowns are machined and just a really high quality. The other thing I really love as well is the way they put their slogan on the crowns. It's just those little touches that just make them a little bit different to what everybody else is doing. The other really cool little feature is on every section of the forks where you need to fasten a bolt, they actually give you the Newton rating of how you should torque the bolts up, which again I think is a really nice little feature. And especially if you are quite techie and you like doing everything by the book, I think that's pretty cool. Not for me. I tighten my bolts up, and if I can't get them any tighter with my hand, then that's pretty much good enough for me. Having that on the forks, it does show a little bit more professionalism. So yeah, something else that other companies aren't doing, or not that I'm aware of anyway, having only ridden the stock KKE. Trouble with riding in the wet. We're getting a lot of this lately. I don't know if anyone else is finding this, but riding through forest now, I don't know if this is the bikes like these or just general people riding bikes, but people are starting to put huge logs in the path so that people can't get through, and especially obviously when they're wet like that, it's literally just a death trap. It's the first time one's actually taken me off the bike though. Anyway, back on topic. Yes, the styling, the look, the aesthetics of the forks, I think they've got it bang on. Even going up to the top of the stanchions where you've got your adjustment for your rebound, you've got the anodised red, and really nice to see anodised purple as well. So completely suits my bike, which I'm extremely happy with. Again, just adds to that style, makes it feel a little bit more luxurious. Okay, so let's get into the techie and the specky bits of the RFloXa FCP32RCP. Doesn't get any easier saying that. So this particular model comes with 203 millimeters of travel. I believe this is pretty similar to the Fast Ace 2.0. And like I said earlier, they do have other models in the range that offer even more travel. The stanchion diameter is 37 millimeters. So obviously really thick, obviously going to be really strong, really durable. And also surprisingly quite light as well. The spacing for your brake mounts is 74 millimeters. So like I was saying earlier, this is going to be compatible for your stock brakes or anything aftermarket, such as the HopeTech 4 V4s like I'm running at the moment, and it's going to allow you to run your standard 203mm disc brakes. And one of the key features of these forks is the inverted oil spring dampening system. Now when I first got these forks out of the box and so I held them up, I heard a load of oil sort of trickling down inside the forks, and my initial thought was something's happened in transit, they've been damaged, they've been stored the wrong way, or they had a leak of some sort and the oil was getting through from one chamber to another. But after doing a little bit of research and a little bit of riding, they are meant to do that. So if you do buy these forks and you experience the same sort
sort of thing, don't worry, it is completely normal. And what this does, it offers multi-stage adjustments for the compression dampening, the rebound dampening, and the spring preload. Another feature that the forks have got is a dual compression valve plate. Now, I know this all sounds very technical, but what I've found from this, when you go to hit a jump, or you hit something really harsh, or you come down from a wheelie, the compression is so soft that there's no sort of harsh impact that you normally feel when you case a jump or you land slightly off and it's a bit of a wrist snapper. There definitely is a noticeable difference. One, in the ride of these forks compared to the fast ace, but two, definitely when you come down and that compression is absolutely maximized. You can really feel that these forks just take the edge off of that. 100% noticing a difference. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, it's because you've been sent a free set of forks and you've got to give them a good review. Not at all. I'll give you my honest review. Yes, they have sent me the forks out, but they are not paying me for this review, so I am going to give my honest opinion. The other feature that I absolutely love is the high and the low speed compression. So low speed compression when you're riding roads, very small bumps, quite soft terrain, or if you're harsh braking or fast accelerating, then you've got a compression at that low end, and then you've got the high speed compression, which is obviously going to be like terrain like this with your big jumps, your off-road terrain, your trails, that sort of thing. So it's nice that you can pretty much adjust the forks to every single style of riding without any sort of compromise. And the last bit I just want to touch on is the build quality. Like I said earlier, there is a noticeable difference in the crowns and the way they've been machined and the way they look. They're made of a T6 aluminium, which basically means they're super light, super durable, and they're going to last. But that's pretty much it on the specs. If you want to know any more, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you, or check out the RFloXa website. But I'm going to head back now, I'm going to get the bike all cleaned up, and then I'll run through where you can buy these forks from, and I'm also going to give you a discount code to save you 5% at checkout, and that's for any item in the RFloXa range. But yeah, let's head back, let's get the bike cleaned up, and I'll see you on the tripod.
So there we are then, guys, that's the end of the video. So to sum up the video, I am absolutely blown away with the performance of these forks, I'll be honest. Definitely a noticeable difference in the ride quality and the way they handle. I'm a big fan of how they look, and yeah, just overall really impressed with the product itself. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description of where you can get these from. If you use the discount code SOUTHCOASTSURRON, it's going to save you 5% on your order. So I just want to say a massive thank you to RFloXa for sending these forks out for me to test and review. A massive thank you to you guys for sticking around and watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's a couple of videos coming up. We've got a new graphic set coming. We've got new wheels coming. So stay tuned. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. And I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.